Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS. Welcome back to another PGA Tour seasons, the 2024 season. We are at the Sentry, no longer the Tournament of Champions. It is just called the Sentry. It's an elevated event. Instead of 30-some golfers, now we have 59 golfers. So, interesting things to talk about. If you've never been to this channel before, I like to target the optimal lineup. That is the whole brand of SweetSpotDFS, is trying to get the perfect lineup every single week while I play PGA DFS. So that is exactly what we're going to be trying to do in this video. Normally, if you were to go back to last year, I would do a preview video that would go over a lot of the key attributes that you would like to look for when building your lineups. But we kind of did away with that a little bit because you can only do so many previews, so many course analysis, so many tournament analysis. I will be going over a lot of that in this video, but it'll be much quicker than it has been in the past. I really just want to get down to the nitty-gritty. I want to look at past performances. I want to look at past optimal and GPP winning lineups. I want to look at really what constructed perfect lineups in the past and see what we can do with this field and how to construct perfect lineups exactly for this tournament. So that's what I'll be doing. Like I said, we'll go over past optimal and GPP winning lineups. I like to go over the bucket system, which is unique to my brand, to this channel. It has everything to do with looking at past top 10 performers, seeing what kind of course history they had leading into this event. Really, we won't have any last week stats to look at because obviously the PGA Tour has been on break. I shouldn't say obviously, maybe you didn't know that, but it has been on break. Haven't had really golf since the Hero World Challenge, which was about 4 weeks ago. The PGA Tour season really ended 6 weeks ago at the RSM Classic. So that was the last full field event. We've had a little break. So there's a lot of things we can't really look at. Can't really look at recent form. Can't look at last week, but we can look at last year. We can look at course history. And of course, we can see how past optimal lineups were built, how past GPP winning lineups were built, and try to figure out the best way to build lineups for this week's event. So that's what we'll be going over throughout this video. Usually I'll do like a quick, analysis or whatever here in the beginning. It usually takes about an hour, and then I get into building lineups. So anyone who is live in chat right now, that is what we'll be doing. We'll be building lineups probably 1 hour from now, so at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you follow throughout the SweetSpot process, you will listen to me tell you select 2 to 4 golfers to anchor your lineups around. And that's what I'll be asking you during that lineup building portion is give me 2 to 4 golfers you want to build your lineups around. And then we'll do just that. I usually, depending on the requests that we have, I might, build 5 lineups for you. I might build 10 lineups. Just really depends on the participation. And speaking of participation, we have, it's kind of, we're going to have a segment that's sponsored, and the sponsorship of said person wants to double up the monthly giveaway. So how don't I just throw out the giveaways right now? If you want a chance to win $100, $100, no longer 50, $100. I do a monthly giveaway. I give away that amount of money if we reach the sub goal all the way over there to the left. You see we're at 599 out of 600. So I need one new subscriber. And then at the first live video I do in February, that will be the monthly giveaway. And we will be giving away $100. So I will announce the sponsor that's willing to basically double that monthly giveaway. I'll do that during the segment that it's being sponsored. But yeah, pretty exciting. So if you want a chance to win $100, you just got to be subscribed to the channel. You have to participate on the channel. So just like Joanne and Josh, what's going on? Nice to see you two. They just got they just got a free entry, an 8 game. There we go. Free entry into the giveaway. If we reach 600 subscribers, again, I'm giving away $100 the beginning of February. And that's a lot to do with the help of the sponsor that, again, I will be referring to. It's going to be during the Pass Optimal GPP winning lineups. You'll see it. You can't miss it. So if you want in on that, be subscribed. The rules, the whole guidelines are right there. Be subscribed, comment below. Even if it's not during the live video, if this is a replay, comment down. You get entries for participating. The YouTube algorithm loves when you participate on videos. It sends it out to other people. It tells YouTube, hey, this is a channel worth watching. So that's one way that you guys can I just see a new subscriber came in right there. I'm sure you guys heard the little ding. So thank you, Jason. That just boom hits the 600 mark. So if you're not subscribed, I'm giving away $100. Just go ahead. Again, chat with me. This is a fun community. We love talking about golf. We love doing all things PGA DFS. Pretty fun. It's pretty chill here. I mean, you hear the music going. I love listening to music. I got a whole soundboard ready to go. Like we're in this. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. Furthermore, not only is the monthly subscriber giveaway or the monthly giveaway happening, but the weekly giveaway. If you want a chance to win $5 every single week, again, be subscribed. Comment during the live videos. Comment on any of the videos I post. Any of the new videos I post, and you'll get free entries into the giveaway. And again, I give away $5 every single week. So next Tuesday, when I do the Sony Open, we'll be running a giveaway for the people who are participating in this channel. So again, Joanne, she gets an entry. Josh gets an entry. 8 Game gets an entry. And Kenneth Jones gets an entry. Ken, it's been a long time. Welcome back. I'm doing good. Happy New Year to you as well. 8 Game. I got everything I wanted. I have a really cool mouse and keyboard mat that has the SweetSpotDFS logo on it. I would show it to you, but it currently is holding everything, so we're not going to do that. Nathan, Happy New Year to you as well. So there you go. Free entry. See how easy that is? Just saying Happy New Year, just saying hi, whatever it is. Come on in. You get free entries. Again, boom, $100. So, not only am I doing all these giveaways, if you're not familiar, I also like to give away an optimizer as well as access to a cheat sheet. So this is what the cheat sheet looks like. It is everything that I'll be going over in this video. Everything that I talk about, you can find here. And again, I do have an optimizer that I will be building lineups with later on today. So this is all available to you. Reach out to me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com. Be a subscriber. I want to see your participation. I like to reward those that reward me. And you're rewarding me by just participating in the chat. Gabe, nice to see you back. Of course, I appreciate you coming in and dropping a hello and giving me a lineup to build right away. Hope you enjoy watching this later on. And Happy New Year, Shalai Cardin. Okay, so cheat sheets available. The dream sheet is available to you on the first tab. The second tab is the bucket system. We'll be going over that when I get there. I see one person in here already, so nice to see a little bit of that participation as well. You can find a link to the cheat sheet, by the way, in the description. So go there, check that out. Jason, welcome in, man. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you enjoy. Leave any questions. I will be looking at chat whenever I possibly can. If I'm going through a segment and I'm kind of focused in, I won't then, but once I'm done, I'll be looking at chat, trying to keep up with everything. So hope you enjoy, man. So again, cheat sheet, link in the description there. Contact me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com. If you want that optimizer, again, be subscribed, comment down below, and then email me there, SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com. Let me know you'd like to use the optimizer. So that's basically what I have for giveaway reminders. We're what, 8 minutes into 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes into this. Let's go ahead and just get right to the course. Really the course preview, and then we'll go into a tournament preview. We'll do this really fast. I like to direct everyone to the tournament fact sheets found at the gcsaa.org. This is what the website will look like. Actually, if you just go to the regular website, you type that gcsaa.org. If it loads for me, you will see what the front page looks like. All you got to do is scroll down to the very bottom of that page. All right. I don't know why it's taking forever. Could be because I have a lot of things happening. All right. Either way, if you scroll down to the bottom, kind of down in this section down here, you're going to see media room. Select the tournament fact sheets and it'll bring you right to the tournament fact sheet page. And then you just find that first tournament. It says 2024 tournament fact sheets. Boom. There you go. Tournament fact sheets. Every little piece of information you need for researching can be found here. So you can find which course it's at. It's at the Kapalua Resort and it's the Plantation Golf Course. You can see where it's located. It's in Hawaii. You even get the stimp meter sometimes, which is awesome. 11 is fairly slow when it comes to PGA Tour standards. Just under 7,600 yards. Everyone knows this is played at elevation. So 76 seems long, but it doesn't play long. You can see the square footage for average green size. Very large. Very, very large. So again, these are all data points you can use for research purposes. We have, the most important thing to me is the turf grass. You can see what grass is on the greens. Sometimes golf courses have different grasses. This is all just Bermuda. You can see it's a different strain of Bermuda. It's Tiff Eagle as opposed to Celebration. So Celebration Bermuda's on everything else but the greens. The greens, surprise, surprise, the most important piece on a golf course. So that is most likely why they are Tiff Eagle. Tiff Eagle is very hardy, does well with growing, does well with keeping its health, basically. Celebration, I have no idea what it is. I'm sure it's a cheaper type of grass that isn't too hard to maintain. But yeah, Tiff Eagle is pretty good. You'll see that on the PGA Tour, so you can use this for a data point when you research. And by the way, this information, I just use Bermuda. I don't really look at the strain. Whenever I get that website up and running, we will have splits where it's Tiff Eagle versus Celebration. I don't personally think it matters all that much, but on that cheat sheet that I was talking to you guys about, you will have Bermuda stats right here. So I like to go all the way back to 2013 and look at their average Bermuda finishing position. That's exactly what this stat is right here. Their top 10 percentage, like what is their percentage of finishing inside the top 10? Again, dating back to 2013. And then I use 1 full year's worth of Bermuda stats. And this, again, average finishing position. And this is all baked into my rankings that you can find all the way over to the right side of the cheat sheet. So you can check out everything right there. And then you can see what it all compiles into. You can see Scotty Scheffler is by far the best golfer that I have in my model. And that's including that includes the grass the Bermuda grass. There's no grass too. That's why you see all the numbers are the same. But anyways, that is available to you. This is one of the most important pieces to me when it comes to data research. Golfers like certain grasses. Golfers are used to certain grasses. So why not use that to your advantage? You can also find some additional notes here, which might help you with your research. There's actually a second page to this. That's impressive. Wow. There. Okay, cool. GC, honestly, I didn't even see this piece, this part of it. Little extra information. Here you go. You can see the smallest average green size. That's pretty cool. The largest, boom, you get the plantation. That's where we're at right now. Dude, I honestly never saw this before. This is pretty cool. I like that. This is just better for your data research. Honestly, this is great. This is really cool. I like this. I didn't even see there was more on next page. I just fired this up thinking I was gonna go through the same stuff I typically do. Another data point is Bill Corr and Ben Crenshaw as your architects. I think there's a couple courses that the PGA Tour's played on. So again, use that all as research. Now moving on to the tournament. There are 59 golfers in this tournament, whereas there used to be like 30 to 35. It used to only include past champions. So PGA Tour usually has 40 some events. The golfers who win those events get invited here, and then they just play amongst each other. There's no cut like there is this year. There still is no cut. And it's a good time in Hawaii after the new year. Pretty easy paycheck. Similar, but it's an elevated event, or a signature event, I should say. 59 golfers. The strength of field, I like to do the old school way of strength of field, where you include the FedEx Cup rankings from the year before, as well as the OWGR, the current OWGR. Mix it up into a formula. There are other things that you're supposed to include, but I don't. So when it comes to my strength of field, I'm very consistent with how I do this every single week, every single year. So if you follow along with me when it comes to other tournaments, it's the same formula. So we have 637. That's pretty good. An average PGA Tour event's around like 270 to 360. So it's an elevated event. You have all the best golfers here, most of the best golfers, I should say. Rory was supposed to be here and then chose not to be. And of course, we had some people go to LIV, which the PGA Tour is not happy with. Doesn't want LIV golfers to play on the PGA Tour for obvious reasons. But yeah, 637 is really good. So it is. I think it's definitely one of those moments. We've seen this before. When the strength of field's high, cream just rises to the top. So I think that's all really we need to talk about when it comes to the tournament. But again, no cut. One thing I will note, we'll talk about like marquee tee times a little bit later. I don't know how that is going to work. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. So last year, what they used to do is they used to, after every round, just reset the tee times. So Thursday's tee times didn't go out, or the Thursday tee groups didn't go out Friday. I'm can't figure out the word I'm looking for, but they would reseed them basically. So whoever's, the best in the tournament, or it would go by score. They would just reseed them based off a score. I don't know if they're going to do that. Thursday, Friday, if they're playing together Thursday, Friday, this goes right down the marquee tee time parts. I did review the last couple years with marquee tee times, and it's still relevant. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. I don't know if I did it last year, but either way, we're going to. And that's all that I really have to talk about when it comes to the tournament. Everything else was kind of in the intro and stuff like that. So we're going to go to the first sponsored segment, and really it's the only sponsored segment, Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups. Sponsored by the Fantasy Golf Pod. So Chad and the boys, they want to sponsor this segment. They're going to give $50 to the monthly giveaway. So it's awesome. Much appreciated. And we're going to go back to 2018. So 2018 is where I have the first salaries. And the optimal lineup left $400 or yes, left $400 on the table. So if you've been listening to all the other podcasts all across the industry talk about leaving money on the table to be different, I'm talking about optimal lineups. The best, the perfect lineup. So you can't even argue what strategy is best here. Because when we talk about optimal lineups, if we aren't leaving a lot of money on the table, then you shouldn't be leaving a lot of money on the table. So here we are in 2018. Optimal left $400 on the table. It consisted of a 10K golfer, a 9K, an 8K, an 8K, a 6, and a 6. I like to call it out this way. Again, very, very common with my channel. I usually say start with a 10K golfer, then a 9, an 8, 2 7s, and a 6. Or a faster way to say that is 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. Here we have a 10, 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. And the other thing I usually go along with saying the usual jingle is you get 2 substitutions. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. We have a 10, 9, 8, 1, 6. So we don't have 2 7s. We actually have 0 7s. Well, we sub 1 7 up to an 8 and 1 7 down to a 6. And there you go. We have our 2 substitutions. I just caught out of the glimpse corner of my eyes. I see the chat is up, and I saw Shot Like Harden say sorry to hear that. So I'm gonna read this. Joanne says, thank you, Eric. Was a bittersweet new year. We brought our Furberry's ashes home today, hoping for a good week nonetheless. I'm sorry to hear that, Joanne. I had a pet. I lost a pet in September. So if you follow like with the Fantasy Golf Pod, the cat that used to jump up is no longer with me either. So I understand the pain. Sorry to hear about that, Joanne. And Shot Like Harden, let's go. Oh, Giga Chat. Fantasy Golf Pod. That's pretty good. I like that. All right. So that's 2018. 2019, our optimal lineup left $600 on the table. $600. So we're not leaving a lot of money on the table. Now that is kind of like I usually say, maybe don't leave more than $500 on the table. Well, we have 6. Actually, usually when I talk about, when I bring up the optimizer, I'm usually like 49.4. So this lands right in that 49.4. So it works out. And here you have a 10K golf or a 10K start. Then we have 3 8Ks, a 7K and a 6K. So again, you get 2 substitutions. We don't have a 9K and we don't have a 7K, but you can flip one of those 9Ks down to an 8 and a 7K up to an 8. So that's how we get 3 8s that way. Now, it's just an easy way to keep in your mind. Start with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 template and then change it out from there. And that's kind of what you get here. Now, I did create a secondary lineup. I just wanted to find another one that was very close to the price, or really close to the optimal lineup. And basically what we end up doing is we trade a 10-5 Justin Thomas for an 11,000 Dustin Johnson. We obviously have an $11,000 Scotty Scheffler this week. So I'm giving you the idea, hey, you could go 11K, and then maybe if you want to try 3 8Ks, you certainly can. But also there's a 9K in here. So it doesn't work with salary builds, and you're going to have to be pretty perfect in order to take down a GPP this week. So just some ideas for you to build lineups. Now we go to 2020, your optimal lineup, guess what? Left $0 on the table. 0. Your GPP winning lineup was not your optimal line. Just kidding. Let's rewind the tape. Your GPP winning lineup was your optimal lineup. So again, you got to be perfect. In order to win, you're going to have to be perfect. And that lineup was 11K Justin Thomas, 9K Patrick Reed, 9K Patrick Cantlay. Then we had 2 6Ks down here, 6,500 and 6,400, as well as a $7,100 Sebastian Munoz. So again, it still follows the 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 by making 2 substitutions. So there you have it. A secondary lineup, which is what this should read, secondary lineup, not optimal. It goes 11K, then 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. And that was leaving $300 on the table. Now this is looking at the point totals. This takes down a GPP. Never mind, it does not. It's just a close lineup. It scored 560 points. The GPP winning lineups scored 562, which obviously was the optimal. So that was your next closest lineup. And I only mention that because the optimal was what? Leaving $0 on the table, and the secondary lineup was leaving $300 on the table. So keep all of that in mind. So that's 3 years in a row now where we've seen at least 49.4 and above as how much salary you should be using. Now, not to say that this year can't be different, especially with 59 golfers in the field as opposed to 30 something, but we've seen this trend every single week whenever we talk about DFS golf. You want to use up as much salary as possible, even in these limited field events. So there you go. I'm giving you the proof. I'm showing you the proof. Your optimal lineup in 2021, leaving $600 on the table. Your GPP winning lineups leaving $200 on the table. So there's really no reason to get super cute when it comes to this kind of stuff. So here you're using a 10K golfer, 8K, 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 so 3 8s. This is the second time we've seen this. And then a 7 and a 6. Not that 6, the 6 down here. Again, this left $600 on the table, and you can actually sub out that 6K for this 6K up here, and this is your GPP winning lineup. I think that's the second best lineup. The only reason I don't have a secondary lineup is because the GPP winning lineup was your secondary lineup, and it followed the same, basically the same build as the optimal lineup. It just, you know, subbed up from 6,500 to 6,900. And that's the other thing to remind you. This is a limited field event. Someone in 20th, 30th place can quite honestly be in the optimal lineup because there's no cut. And if, like this tournament, that's actually one thing I should have mentioned during the tournament. The results, 27 under, 34, 25 under. This was like the only outlier. Everything else is like 22 under or better. Like the scoring gets really low. That means lots of birdies, and with that, really good DraftKings scoring. So keep that in mind. I think we're here, right? 2021. Yeah, don't be afraid to play a 6K golfer. It's kind of what I'm getting at. Now in 2022, guess what? Optimal lineup left $400 on the table. Your GPP winning lineups left $500 on the table. So again, we're using the salary. We're not leaving thousands of dollars on the table to be different. Here, your optimal lineup used an 11K John Rahm. I'm looking at you, Scotty Scheffler. Like I'm anticipating, you know, your top price guy playing really well at this tournament based off of previous years. And by the way, Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world, so why not? So we have John Rahm at 11, Cam Smith at 8, Patrick Cantlay at 9, Matt Jones at 6, $8,400 Daniel Berger, and $6,200 Cameron Davis, for Cam Davis for short. That's 2 6K golfers. Once again, we've been seeing that trend a lot. And 2 8K golfers. So Fantasy Golf Pod is sponsoring this segment. Chad Eckert, pepper the 8K range. It's just one in this. It's just a great symmetry right now. Pepper the 8K range. It seems to be the way to go. We see a lot of 8K golfers inside the top 10 for this event. But again, start with your 10.98, 7.76 model, and then maybe sub 1, 7 up to another 8. And if you can do a 7.6, so you can do 10.9, 8.8, 7.6, perfect. Or maybe just kind of like what you see here. You got a 10.9, 8.8, 6.6. I think that's totally fine as well. Your GPP winning lineup basically subs out Cam Davis and puts in Joel Damon. This actually leaves $100 more on the table, so it's not getting anywhere. It's not getting closer to 50,000. It's using 49,500, which, hey, It is what it is. But again, it's using two 6K golfers being different and going, I wouldn't say super stars and scrubs, but you know, you're going pretty top heavy with two bottom guys. And I think that's totally fine. I think this tournament, I'd entered a pretty darn close to perfect lineup into the Nagels Bagels contest. And how I do lineups is I randomize where I put my lineups, but I'll build 100 unique lineups, and I always sort it by salary, or not salary, by entry fee. So the top was the Drive the Green, and then it was Nagels Bagels because they're both $5 entries. I think I had Cam Smith, John Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, and I think it was Cam Davis, and I had another 6K golfer. I can't remember what it was, but it was two substitutions away from being perfect. And if I had entered that into the GPP winning lineup, I would have won the GPP. It was one lineup away. Oh, and I can't remember what it was, but I had Cam Smith, John Rahm, and Patrick Cantlay as my two. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was pretty darn close. I actually save all my lineups, so I'm sure I could probably go back and find it. 2023. This was last year. Your optimal lineup left $500 on the table. Your GPP winning lineup left $0 on the table. And then this is when I kind of started recording the Sweet Spot Optimal. So, again, so far we looked all the way back to 2017. That's 7 years worth of data. The optimal lineup never left more than $600 on the table. Just remember that. The optimal lineup, the perfect lineup, didn't leave a lot of money on the table. And a lot of your GPP winning lineups are 49.8 and above. So you got to keep that in mind when building lineups. Don't get too cute. You don't have to go out of your way to try to be different this week. Just stick to what you know and go from there. But it uses a 10, 9, 8. Well, let's back it up. So it's 10, 9. Oh, yeah. No, 10, 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. So there you go again. 10, 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. That's 3 years where you had a 10 and 9, 2 8s, and 2 6s, if I remember correctly. So anyways, that seems to be a pretty darn good way of building lineups. And I actually had a Sweet Spot Optimal that had another 9K golfer in there and a 6K golfer. So it was 10, 9, 9, 8, 6, 6. Still follows the Sweet Spot process because, again, you can sub out, you can sub two different, you can make two substitutions. So I don't have any 7K golfers in that Sweet Spot Optimal because 1-7 back up. That does not compute. You can't make two substitutions go dropping or jumping from a 7 up to a 9. So I got to call my own fib. I wonder if I just didn't have a constraint on the 7Ks, like you have to pick at least one. I mean, that's kind of how it works. So if I were to pull up the optimizer just to show you, here's my my conditionals right here when it comes to what you need to put in your salaries. And really, I only tell the optimizer, well, for this year, it's selecting at least one 10K and one 8K. We could have 0 9s, 0 7s. You know, it all just depends how it goes from there. So I'll be transparent with you. That's just how it looks so far. Your GPP winning lineup, just to bookend this, is basically the same way. You have 10, 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. There we go. It's these golfers in blue. Leaving $0 on the table, scored 793. The optimal scored 819, and the Sweet Spot Optimal scored 794. So that would have taken down a GPP. So cool. So that is going to be the end of the Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups presented to you by Fantasy Golf Pod. Okay, let me get back here with chat. I see Ryan showing up. What's going on, Ryan? Nice to see you. Yes, I hope we make a few optimals this year as well. Okay, let's jump into the marquee tee times. Talk about the best groups that are playing this week. So if you're unfamiliar with how I do marquee tee times, I am basically group ranking, or I should say rank ordering the groups based off of the SweetSpot rank. So if I were to sort this by SweetSpot rank, you can see all the best golfers in the field. You guys can do this also on the cheat sheet that I have. You can put that filter on there, the DraftKings filter, sort by the SS rank, and that will get you the best golfers that I have ranked based off of my model. So it goes Scotty Scheffler, and then it's like a 90-point difference between him and Patrick Cantlay. Cantlay and Hovland, who's number 3, only have a 3-point difference. And then there's an 18-point difference between Xander and Hovland. So it bunches up a little bit, but it's Scotty, I wouldn't say by a mile, but it's Scotty by a pretty good margin. He's number 1 in my model, and then it goes from there. So basically these rankings, based off of how they're grouped up together, I will add their rankings, and whoever's lowest gets the best group. And that would be the group of Ludwig, Aubert, Ricky Fowler, Max Homa. They're in group 1. Group 2, Xander, Tom, Colin. Group 3, Scheffler, Hovland, Spieth. Group 4 is Cantlay, Finau, Fleetwood. Group 5 is Hatton, Fitzpatrick, and Keegan Bradley. Group 6 is Wyndham Clark, Theegala, Sam Burns. Group 7 is Russell Henley, Sepp Straka, Nick Hardy. Group 8, Cam Young, Harris English, Siwoo Kim. And Group 9 is Denny McCarthy, JT Poston, and Mackenzie Hughes. Now, it's worth mentioning Group 8 and Group 9 are actually tied. They have the same amount of points, the same ranking points, I should say. And then I just kind of eyeballed it, and I think the Cam Young, Harris English, Siwoo Kim group is just better than the McCarthy, Poston, Mackenzie Hughes group. So that's why I put it up there. It's easier to see when there are no ties, especially for the marquee tee times. So with the marquee tee times, hold on, let me do something really quick. There you go. With the marquee tee times, what you have, or what I usually talk about, let me actually back up. I go over the marquee tee times because I've been noticing a pattern that dates all the way back. I mean, as far back as I started recording it, which goes back to the 2019 PGA Championship. 2019 or 2020, whatever the one Phil Mickelson won, went all the way back to that one. And I've noticed 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times are in the optimal lineup over 90% of the time. Now, it's not 100% of the time. I want to be transparent with that. It's not 100%, but it's like the majority, 90+%. I almost want to create a whole spreadsheet that's dedicated to it, but there are other things that I'd like to accomplish first, just to show you how it looks. But yes, the marquee tee times, they have been proving to be quite resourceful. If I go to 2023, the one big difference between 2023 and this year is the fact that there are 59 golfers this week, and they're in groups of 3. Whereas back then they were just groups of 2. So I'm looking through the marquee tee times here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say select 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times to anchor your lineups around. Because if you look, Jon Rahm was in the optimal lineup. That's what these little black tick marks were. Colin Morikawa was in the optimal lineup. Max Homa was in the optimal lineup. Those 3 golfers did not play together. They were in different groups. Like Max Homa played with Sung J M. Morikawa played with Finau. Jon Rahm played with Matt Fitzpatrick. Now look at these finishes by those other guys. 7th, 7th, 13th. They could have easily been in the optimal lineup. They weren't. Now, if I go back and I look at every event, not just the tournament champions, and I look at marquee tee times, you're going to see more often than not 2 to 4 golfers being in the optimal lineup. And you actually have 4 golfers in these marquee tee times for the tournament champions. Ooh, I think I did record it for 2022. So this is just by game. That's not going to help. I did it different in 2022. So if I do something like this, did I sort by that? I don't know what the heck just happened. Okay, so I think this is how I did it. Yeah, see, it's just, I don't know what I was thinking when I did it this way. Did I do by text color? No. Anyways, that's just not going to work. You can see two golfers though in these, the dark green, that would be your marquee tee times. Rahm was playing with Xander Schauffele. Cam Smith was playing with Mark Leishman. You have two golfers from 2022 in the marquee tee times in the optimal lineup. And I don't think I did the same for 2021. So anyways, before we build lineups, I'm going to tell you guys and girls to select 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times that you see on the screen. Again, you can do this in the SweetSpot cheat sheet. If you go ahead, put a filter on that, all you got to do is filter by group rank over here, A to Z, and you'll see all of the marquee tee times as I'm showing you. So find 2 to 4 golfers when it comes to building lineups, and I will build around them. So yeah, my favorite, honestly, I want to start with Scottie Scheffler. I just want to start here. I kind of like that he's playing with Jordan Spieth, because if I don't make a Scottie Scheffler lineup, I do want to put Jordan Spieth in my lineups. But I will most likely start with Scottie Scheffler. I really like Ludwig. If you've been to this channel before, you know I like Ludwig. I really like Xander, and I like Colin. So here's the wonderful thing when it comes to the SweetSpot process. I've heard all over the place, Colin Morikawa and Xander Schauffele are going to be the most popular golfers to select. Well, personally, because they are in marquee tee time together, I won't be playing them together. So this is one way you can get different. You know, there's a lot of people out there that talk about ownership. This is one way you can be different in building your lineups. So I won't be putting Schauffele and Morikawa together, and and that's fine. I don't care if they burn me that way. I'm not going to do it. And I really like Oberg or Ober, however you want to pronounce it. I know it starts with an A, but he's from Sweden. He's got the A with the 2 dots above. You make the O noise, so Oberg. I'm not a huge Max Homa fan, but yeah, Ricky Fowler, I don't mind playing him. But anyways, Ludwig will be in my lineups. I like him. I like Xander. I also like Tom Kim, and I also like Colin Morikawa. So basically, I will be starting most of my lineups with Scheffler, a mix of these 3 right here, and probably one of these 2 guys. And then going from there, building lineups from there. So those are your marquee tee times. What's going on, Paul? How are you doing? Sup, dogs? It kind of reminds me of something. I do want to ask most of the people that usually watch this channel. I've been partnered with YouTube, so I actually get the opportunity to create memberships. And my question to you guys, the people that are listening, I got to come up with 3 names. I'll give this, you know, a week or so, but for membership tiers. So I'm thinking about doing 3 membership tiers. One will just be a basic program, be very affordable, like $2 or something like that. Then it'll go to $5, and then it'll be $25. $25, I'm going to actually give you access to all of my spreadsheets, or at least for the month that you are subscribed, you'll get the chance to download all of my spreadsheets for that month, for the tournaments that will be going on. You'll get definitely a lot of perks, because what I'm going to plan on doing is creating members only videos. So I'm going to do Thursday night streams where I'm going to be going over my database. I'll be showing you what I'm adding to it. You can actually give me some input that you would like to see in the database, because that will be then going to the website. So I think I want to start doing that Thursday, and that first night will probably just be a free for everyone. But the week after that, I'm going to be creating memberships. And you will have to be a member in order to watch that. It'll be a membership only video. I don't want to be giving away all my secrets, you know? If you want them, you're going to have to pay for them. But again, like the cheapest one will be $2. So here's my question to all of you. Membership level 1, membership level 2, and membership level 3 need names to go with them. Now, I've already heard a lot of things from the channel. We got the SweetSpot Society. I'm thinking that's going to be membership level 3. The Society, you guys get to create, or you get to provide me input with the channel and all that kind of things. I don't know what to name membership 2, and I don't know what to name membership 1. I have heard from like Gabe. Gabe likes to call us sickos or psychos, whatever one you want to call. So the SweetSpot sickos, I was thinking that could be membership 2. Membership 1 is just going to be a general one. You know, it's going to be entry level. So what do we call that? That's my question too. What do we call membership level 1? And what do we call membership level 2? Again, these are for the people that mostly watch, that I'm sure most of you guys are watching right now. I like to know what your guys' ideas are. I like alliteration. So SweetSpot Society, SweetSpot Sickos, SweetSpot, as Anna would say, Sweeties. But I don't know if you guys want to be called Sweeties. Like I'm sure most, I know I have a couple women that watch this, but I don't know about the men. Do you want to be called Sweeties? You let me know. But yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' input on that. Okay. We have gone through the marquee tee times. Let's move on to the buckets. The buckets are really narrowing down who we want to select. And really we have 4 anchor buckets, or 4 buckets to look at, really. If you're unfamiliar with the bucket system, just leave a question in the chat right now and I will answer them. What you guys could do is go to the cheat sheet and go to the bucket system filter. You see how last week has nothing in here? You just see a bunch of errors. Same goes with recent form. It's because we don't have anything to discuss with that. There wasn't a last week event, and there isn't enough events for recent form. So I would suggest going into the buckets on the cheat sheet, go into that little filter, take out last week and take out recent form and just hit OK. And then you get the 4 buckets that I currently have, that I'm currently looking at. So I'll get out of here so you guys can do whatever you'd like. And the way that I find anchor buckets really is just hitting this bucket system. And I want to see in the max projection column, I put a filter by condition and I go greater than or equal to 2. And that's going to narrow down the buckets to look at. Now from here, I kind of want to narrow it down even more. I want to kind of look at this column here that says how many golfers are in those buckets. And I want to go less than 25. Let's just do a less than 25. And this should narrow it down just a little bit more. So we have last year 1s, course history 6s, salary, or the 9K, the 8K, and then strokes gained 1. So here's what I typically say. I don't really care to look at salaries. Salaries are not a measurement of performance. It is just for me, I record it to let you guys know, hey, based off of the golfers that are in this field, that are in the 9K and the 8K, you probably want to select 1 or 2 or something like that. So, last year 1s are golfers who topped 20 this event last year. Well, guess what? There typically is only 30 to 35 golfers in the field. So more than half of the golfers in a Tournament of Champions field is in the top 20. But what this is really saying is, hey, golfers who played last year that did well tend to do well. So golfers that continue to come to this tournament after being in the tournament the year before and finishing inside the top 20, they tend to play well. And they finish usually in the top 10, inside the top 10. So keep that in mind. Course history 6s are golfers who did not play last year. I'm sorry, who've never played. These are rookies at the Tournament of Champions, but this is the Sentry. If I were to kind of go backwards a little bit, It used to be called the Sentry Tournament of Champions. They got rid of the Tournament of Champions, and now it's just called the Sentry. So anyways, take out the 9Ks, we take out the 8Ks. We don't really need to talk to them or look at them. Golfers who've never played this event, looks like they're getting a little bit of a bump because there's pretty good quality of golfers that go into that bucket. If you don't know how it's calculated, I basically look at the success rate, I look at how many golfers are in there, and I look at the strength of field points that go towards those buckets, and that creates the projections that I have. So just keep all of that in mind. The only other bucket to really talk about is strokes gained 1, and these are golfers that have all their stats in the strokes gained department are positive. So off the tee, approach, around the green, and putting. These are your best golfers in the field. There are 16 of them, which is pretty high. Normally we only see 9.4. Kind of how you read this. We usually see on average 9.4. We have 16. It's pretty high. It tells us really good likelihood there's going to be 1, if not 2, golfers from this bucket inside the top 10. Not just in the optimal lineup, but inside the top 10. But I also do keep track of the optimal lineups. We normally see somewhere between 2 to 4 golfers from this bucket. So keep that in mind. In the optimal lineup, that is. Okay. Let's see here. So we'll go into each of these buckets, find some golfers that we like. I'm going to catch up with chat really quickly. Paul goes, members only. Like the jacket from the 80s? Maybe. I wouldn't mind creating some SweetSpot jackets. That'd be sweet. SweetSpot Savants, Josh says. That's not terrible. That's pretty good. Ken goes, SweetSpot putters for group 1. You know what? So that's the other thing that I can't remember. Could have been my girlfriend who said this, but what are the different tiers when it comes to professionalism? So it's like we could call membership group 1 SweetSpot amateurs. Membership level 2 could be semi-pros, and then SweetSpot pros could be the 3rd level. It's a pretty simple way of, you know, tiering them out, and it makes sense. Could also have bombers, putters, and ball strikers. I don't know. Probably not that. That would be more. That'd be pretty difficult. But Dave, welcome back. He says, welcome back to you. Welcome to the 2024 season. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into these buckets. Now you can follow along with me doing this. I'm going to the last year column, and we are going to, well, let me sort by salary. I want to see top to bottom. Let's just look at the last year ones. Again, there should be what, 16? 15. But then there's 14. What's going on? Okay, how do we have just 14? That makes no sense. F76. So here's the engine that runs this. F76 says 14. We have 2024 F to F minus 21. Okay, so then we go to here. You look here. I wonder what's different. We caught our first snafu. This says 14. Okay, hold on. Let's do our quick side by side. Let's see if maybe Rory was there, but he isn't. So Scheffler, Hovland, Cantlay, Homa, Fitzpatrick, Harmon. So Fitzpatrick isn't up there. I think I know why. Here's the dude I hate when this happens. So Matt Fitzpatrick went by Matt Fitzpatrick sometime last year, and it changed the data around. Yeah, he finished 7th. Okay, cool. So 7th. There, it's been updated. And now he gets to be added to this bucket. I'm just gonna do this. Make it a 7. Now that'll change things around just a little bit. There we go, we got our 15, perfect. Hit that, okay. Hit this, okay. Should change all the things, maybe? Okay, it doesn't. All right, let's get back to this. Yeah, his course history, all of his buckets are updated, so that's good. We want to select somewhere between 2 to 5 golfers from this bucket, or at least I'm projecting 2 to 5 golfers to be inside the top 10 from this bucket. Now, the thing to note is sometimes you can't play, you know, 2, 3, 4 golfers, even though the projection says 2 to 5 because of price limitations. I don't think you got that issue this week. And furthermore, it just makes me like playing Scotty Scheffler all that much more. Same kind of goes with Tom Kim. And then there's some other interesting names here. I know some people are really on Patrick Cantlay. Got no issues with that. You can find some of the cheaper guys down here though, so that would work out pretty good. And we usually see 1 to 3 golfers in the optimal lineup from this bucket, and we usually see 1 to 5 inside the top 5. So just further proves this is a good bucket to select from. I mean, this could be your time to play Colin Morikawa and Scotty Scheffler together. That gets you your 2 that you want to select from. And then you could also play other golfers. This is where we slip in Max Homa. Personally, I'm not going to go there, but hey, you could. Or maybe not Max Homa, but Patrick Cantlay. Maybe this is how we build the lineups. Scotty, Cantlay, and Morikawa. Or we slip out Morikawa and we put in Tom Kim. Or maybe we slip out Scotty Scheffler and we put in Jordan Spieth. It's an interesting way to build lineups. But that all falls within the projections that I have for that bucket. Now moving on to the course history 6s. These are golfers who have not played this event yet. Let's go ahead and select all and then go to course history and remove everyone but 6. Which is interesting. Okay, how many golfers do we want to play from here? 1 to 3? Okay, so 1 to 3. It's barely 3, by the way. Ludwig, my favorite. Fleetwood, okay. And there's a lot of good other names that are kind of cheap. I really like Vincent Norman this week. I really don't mind all of these guys. So I like him. I know Benny N has some kind of interest levels with him. I don't mind Akshay Bhatia. I kind of don't mind Patrick Rogers if I'm being honest, but I'll probably just leave that one alone. Eric Cole's going to be a favorite of many people. Now, Justin Rose hasn't been here for a while, so that's why he shows up in this bucket. Remember, my data goes back to 20... Actually, my course history data goes back to 20... Actually, goes back to 2013, so never mind. That's interesting that he hasn't played this event. Does someone want to fact check me on that? Hasn't played this event since before 2013? Crazy. But really interesting choices. If it's 1 to 3, I really like it's Ludwig for me at 1, Fleetwood 2, Cole 3. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna follow the buckets completely accurately. So this is a 1 to 3 bucket. I won't play more than 3. So even if you like a 4th golfer, like I like Vincent Norman, I'm not gonna play 4 of these guys together. I'm only gonna play 3. And I already have it built into the optimizer. So if I go to course history 6s, I'm never going to play more than 3. Just how it's going to go. I'm going to follow it wholeheartedly. SweetSpot, the SweetSpot process is usually 90% correct. So I shouldn't say usually, it is 90% correct every single week. So I'm gonna continue to go with that. Now, moving on to the last bucket to talk about, strokes gained 1. My projection is 2 to 5. So when we look at that, what you'll want to do is make sure all the other filters are cleared out. Go to the SG column, clear everything except for ones, select ones, and here you go. We want to select somewhere between 2 to 5. So we've already talked about Cantlay. We've already talked about Morikawa, Fleetwood, Aubert. We've talked about Spieth, Kim. These are guys we like. Wyndham Clark, by the way, has been in some of those buckets we've already talked about. So too was Max Homa, and so too is Tyrrell Hatton. I don't care for them, but if you want leverage points when it comes to ownership, it's probably these 3 guys right here. Because they follow a lot of the buckets, and why not follow the buckets? Guys that I don't really care to play, Adam Schenk, Chris Kirk, Svensson, but if they fit, I will. No issue. I really have no issue playing these guys. And I guess if we go back to the buckets and we look at strokes gained 1, we normally see 2 to 4. So I'll probably make it important to select 2 to 4. What do I have in my optimizer? 2 to 5. So I do have the minimum of 2 set. So we'll always be selecting at least 2. So yeah, that covers everything about the SweetSpot process. We went over the marquee tee times, we went over pass optimal and GPP winning lineups, and we just covered the bucket system. This is helping us narrow down our selections that we want to play and going from there. So let me just double check a few things before we get into lineup building. As a reminder, if you want a chance to win $100, let me go ahead and put that back up on the screen. Chance to win $100. Be subscribed, comment down below. Every video you come in and comment on, whether it's, you know, live or during replay, you get an entry into this giveaway, the monthly giveaway, which I will run the first Tuesday of every month. So we want to hit the $600, or not $600, the 600 subscriber goal all the way over there to the left. I'm pretty sure we're over it, right? Yeah, I'm at 601. So let's see, let's look at the date that I'm going to be doing it. February 6th. February 6th, I will be giving away $100. And this is, we can thank the Fantasy Golf Pod for sponsoring the pass optimal and GPP winning lineup portion. They're going to give an additional $50 for the monthly giveaway. So it's normally $50. We're giving away 100. So keep that in mind. $100 given away. We're already there. So if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe, comment down below, and still be a subscriber by the time we do the giveaway. And when I run the giveaway, you have to be present. You have to be present. I can't reach out to you. YouTube doesn't give me your guys' contact information unless you actually provide it. So keep that in mind. Okay. By the way, I forgot to do prize picks giveaway. Or not so much a prize pick giveaway, but it's a reminder. There's a link in the description below. If you want to sign up on prize picks and get $20, use my promo code and put at least $20 into your account and you get to play it for free. Again, link in the description. Okay, let's go ahead and build some lineups. The most fun part of the video. Oh my gosh, what's up, Anna? What's going on? How was work? All right. I believe we have one lineup idea already up there. Let's go ahead and pin this message from Gabe. He was the first one to provide a duo or trio. Can you build me a Cantlay Kawa Im lineup? There we go. And then I believe after that, is it just him? And then it goes to Shot Like Harden with Scotty and Burnsy? I think so. I don't see any other lineups. So, hey, if you want me to build you some lineups using the SweetSpot process, give me 2 to 4 golfers and I will build lineups for you. Anna, I gave out the idea that you wanted to call people sweeties for the membership level 1. I'm not sure if they're gonna follow suit. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and put in our M. And who was that third guy? Cantlay. Look at that. Gabe knew who the golfers were in the marquee tee times. I think he goes and checks the cheat sheet. I know he has checked in the past. So he wants these 4 golfers in the lineups. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save my exposure levels and add them over here. I'm just going to save all these lineups. Make things faster, have 100% exposure to everything. Okay. And let's run some lineups. I'm going to build 5 at a time because I see Ryan added a lineup in here. It's going to catch on. You think so? SweetSpot is tight. Okay. First lineup. Victor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, Sung J M, Andrew Putnam, and Davis Riley. Hey, you were following along with the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups portion. The having 2 6K golfers and having low 6K golfers actually showed up pretty darn well. So we're gonna save that one and hit that optimizer once again. Again, I'll create 5 at a time. Shot Like Harden is on deck with Scotty and Burnsy. Of course he chose Burnsy. Hovland, Cantlay, Morikawa, Sung J M, Akshay Bhatia, Nick Hardy. Look at that, 2 6K golf. I mean, who's playing Nick Hardy this week? I know one. Might be worth it. And we're just gonna keep cycling out. So it looks like there's a pretty good core. So what I'm gonna do is probably create 5 and then say no to Hovland in case our boy Gabe doesn't like Hovland. But we have Putnam and Echeverria. That's pretty good. We'll run optimizer one more time. See if anything changes. Not really. Ooh, Camilo. So I kind of like Camilo at a flat 6. Let's go ahead, bring him back, and I'm gonna kick out Hovland, and I'll run 2 more since Gabe wasn't gonna be able to see any non-Hovland lineups. It breaks. Okay, let's go down here and remove these guys. I wonder why. It's because I'm telling it to select a 10. I think that's what it is. To select a 10K golfer, and Xander and Scheffler would be the only 2 guys left. But Morikawa's already in a marquee tee time that I'm saying we're only going to play 1 of. So I'm going to remove the 10K condition, run it again. Because by the way, 2 10Ks could finish inside the top 10, still check off the buckets as being successful, but not be in the optimal lineup. So with that being said, we've got a Cantlay, Morikawa, Oberg. God, I hate saying Oberg. We've been calling him Aberg for so long. Oberg. Cole and Kirk. Yeah, that lineup's pretty good. That's a tasty lineup. And then 1 more. You add Benny Ann. So that seems pretty chalky, right? Doesn't this lineup seem super chalky? Kind of like it. I like it for like cash lineups. So we're going to do that, and that will conclude Gabe's lineups. Gabe, I like the trio that you chose. We'll see if those guys finish inside the top 10. Alrighty, so going to the next lineup, Scotty and Burnsy. Our friend Shot Like Harden loves Sam Burns, especially on Bermuda. And I believe your duo, correct me if I'm wrong, won you some money back in the day. I think maybe it was when, I don't remember when it was. You let us know. All right. First lineup built. Scotty Scheffler, Oberg, Sam Burns, Cam Davis, Chris Kirk. I like that lineup. I like it a lot. Seems a little chalky, but it's fine. This is like a Pat Mayo special, right? Luke List is added to this. I like this lineup. 2 8K golfer, 3 8K golfers. Hey, we just went through that with the Pass Optimal and GPP win lineups. It's possible. Scheffler, Oberg, Sam Burns, Sungjae Im, Cam Davis, Brendan Todd. Seems gross, but I kind of like it. Kind of like it gross, right, Anna? Kidding. Oh, hello there. Hello, Byron, sorry. I was trying to do the accent and it made me do the bruh. Byron, what's up, man? Scheffler, Kim. Ooh, we get a Kim spotting in this one. Sam Burns, Russell Henley. This seems pretty interesting. Shot Like Harden. What do you feel like, man? Not the Todd father. Okay. Anything's possible, as Anna says, if you just believe. What do? Do I have anything funny for that one? Yeah, that was garbage. That was doo-doo, as they would say. Or wait. I'm gonna get hit for that one. Love the Benny Ann lineup. Okay, cool. Scheffler, Fowler, Burns, Im, Cole, Svensson. All right. So these lineups are getting very close to that that pattern we've been seeing with the Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups, eh? 3 8s. That's crazy. Yes, Byron. We do have a soundboard that's working nicely. I was actually fine-tuning it before I went live. There is one setting that I can't really get behind. I have to mute my mic, turn on the voice changer portion of it to get the different voice changes. I understand why I have to do that, but I don't like it. I'll probably try that sometime soon because it is funny. This lineup is interesting. Let me hit a different one. This is equally as interesting. Scheffler, Finau, Burns, Sungjae Im, Eric Cole, Adam Schenk. That's a good one. Let's see. We did okay, so that was 6 lineups. Let me do just one more. I guess we're doing 7. Scheffler, Oberg, Burns, Im, McCarthy. Ooh, so you got putting specialists in this lineup with a not so great putter. Supposed to be good. Not so great putter, but maybe trending upwards because of his new putting coach. And then Oberg. This lineup. I like it. I like that lineup. Okay, so that was 7 for Shot Like Harden with this Burnsy Scheffler lineups. Let me go to the next one. We're going to go with Ryan's Homa and Benny Ann, which is very interesting. So what podcasts have we been listening to? I'm really interested, Ryan, who you've already listened to. I've been hearing some reportings that Benny Ann might be popular this week. And you don't seem like the guy who likes to eat chalk. All right, so starting with Homa and Benny Ann, we get Scheffler, Sung J M, Sahith Theegala, and Chris Kirk to join them. That is a level of grossness that I guess I could be okay with. I think Chris Kirk is the only thing I don't like about this lineup. So I'm going to actually kick him out, and I want to see the next one that'll show up. Scheffler, Homa, Jason Day, Eric Cole, Benny Ann, and Svensson. It's different. I'll give it that. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll save it. Scheffler, Homa, Tom Kim, Denny McCarthy, Benny Ann, and Seamus Power. I actually like, so Seamus Power kind of has a little hip injury. I don't know how much I care about that, especially if I'm building over 100 lineups. I guess it doesn't really matter. Scheffler, Homa, M, McCarthy, Brennan Todd, Benny Ann. Okay. I mean, it's not a, if I'm hand building a lineup, I'm not putting those guys together, but this is, it's whatever. Oh, we got to kick someone out. We're going to kick Todd out. Brendan. And then we replace him with Adam Schenk. Ryan, you like Adam Schenk, right? This seems like the lineup. I'm actually going to highlight it because I feel like there's some good juju with this. All right, let's do a couple more. Hadwin gets added to this. Sure. Is Ryan in the chat? Ryan Henson, you sleeping on me already? Scheffler, Homa, Sung J M, McCarthy, Benny Ann, Andrew Putnam. I like it. I don't want to leave that much money on the table. I do have my minimum salary down here, but I don't want to leave that much money. Xander Schauffele, Max Homa, Tony Finau, Russell. This is a whole new lineup, and I like it. You get Homa with Xander. I like this lineup. All right, so that was 7 golfers there, Ryan. Let's see here. What's the next one? Ken Jones. Kenneth, you in the chat? Scheffler, Cantlay, and Fowler. Okay. There's Ryan. He's playing Call of Duty. Okay. Hey, man, that's fine. Doing a little multitasking. Got no issues with that, man. No issues. So Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler. Okay. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler. Perfect. None of these guys are grouped up together. We love to see that. Byron, you still there? My back 9 bets brother. We got Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Henley, Svensson, and Batia. So I like Batia more than Svensson. I'll save this lineup, and I'm going to kick out Svensson, but I'm going to keep Batia to be used again. How do you feel about that? Let me know if you don't like that. Maybe you like Svensson better than Batia. I like Batia better than Svensson. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Cole, Kirk, list. Don't mind that one. One bit. That one's a good one. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, McCarthy, Kirk, and Batia. So I actually like Batia better than Chris Kirk. Do you like Chris Kirk better than Batia? Because I'm going to kick out, I'm going to bring back Batia to be chosen and kick out Kirk. Byron goes, I'm going to warm up some spaghetti and be back, but I want Cantlay, Scotty as meatballs on the sketty when I'm back. Okay, you got it, buddy. I'll put those, I'll mix them into, you know. All right, so we have Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Cole, Schenk, and Batia. See, I'm glad that I came back to this. I like this. FR leader, first round leader. Happy 2024 PGA Tour season. Happy 2024 PGA Tour season to you as well. Oh, Ryan says, yeah, I know Adam Schenk. Yeah, I know Adam Schenk. Aunt, she married to an ex-stepbrother-in-law. Schenk coming off career year. All right. Okay. Oh, and Ken says, I like that too. So now Batia is showing up a bunch. I'm actually going to kick him out. I'm going to say nay to Batia. Here's kind of a Charlie Carden. How do we feel about this? Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Grillo, Schenk, Mackenzie Hughes. Those last three golfers, do we even think they combine get to 20% ownership? Do we even think they get to 10% ownership? Like, I don't think there's not a lot of people playing Mac Hughes, is there? Mac Hughes might be the sneaky guy this week, honestly. Like the guy you want to play, or the guy that's going to be in the optimal lineup. There's always some random 6K golfer that just does well. Kind of want to look back at the last couple years. So 2021, who's our rando 6K? Michael Thompson, of all people. He was in the optimal lineup. That's what the little black tick mark here means. Him and Lonto. So Lonto at that time, it would have been easy. Yeah, so Michael Thompson, if we look at his ownership percentage, was 3.54% owned. Lonto, on the other hand, was pretty highly owned in the 6K range. Okay. And we also have here, do I have ownership percentages here? I do not. Going to 2022, our rando 6K was Cam Davis. He was owned at 9.1%, so that was kind of on the low end. Matt Jones, there we go. Matt Jones, that's what we want to see. I think it was Matt Jones that I was actually owning in that really good lineup of mine. That was 4.29%. So another really, really low 6K golfer. Move 2023. This was last year. Who was our rando 6K? Tom Hoagie. Oh, he was highly owned though. JJ Spawn, he was also in the optimal lineup, 13.04 though. I mean, there was Luke List, who I guess was close-ish. Not really. He was 12 points behind JJ Spawn and nearly 20 points behind Tom Hoagie when it comes to DraftKings points. So that doesn't really work out. But close to finishing inside the top 10, being a 6K. So yeah, I'm trying to think of like who is going to be our 6K golfer this week that is kind of low owned, you know, out of these guys right here, low owned. Like let's go through this. Echeverria will not be owned, and for good reason. I wouldn't play Echeverria. Davis Riley, on the other hand, I could play him. That's fine. Same goes with Villegas. Artie. Luke List is probably going to be that 12% owned, right? Maybe even Batia be 12% owned. Shamo, I don't think it's owned. EVR doesn't. Putnam doesn't. Hughes doesn't. Hodges probably doesn't. I bet you Vince Norman will, since I think he got a plug on the Mayo Pat Mayowa or whatever. Matt Wallace probably won't. That might be a good play, Matt Wallace. Svensson maybe. Yeah, I think the guys that I just highlighted are going to have the lowest ownership out of everyone in the 6K range. I mean, Echeverria is, but we're kicking him out because, like, ew, right? Anyways. I only bring all that up because these three guys I just don't see being that owned. I mean, Grillo in the 72, maybe Grillo will. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? I'm not positive. Here we go. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Im, Power, Nick Hardy. Talk about two 6K guys that I don't think will be owned at all. Pretty good. And by the way, I'm not really trying to find two 6K golfers that aren't very owned. I just really want one. And the lineup that just showed up, I think, is a really good example. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Henley, Benny Ann, and Camilo Villegas. I like that one a lot. You like Hoagie this week? Okay. I can't say that I do, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay. So that was Ken's 7 lineups. We will go ahead and do Byron's. He wants to add some meatballs to his spaghetti, which is kind of weird, dude. But he wants it in the fashion of Cantlay and Scotty. So we will do that. We kind of had it here with Ricky Fowler being kind of the third guy added to it, but we'll just run these two and see what spits out. Ludwig, I love that. And then McCarthy, Todd, and Luke List. I don't know if I could think of a better trio of Scrooges to put, not Scrooges, Jesus. Stooges, Scrooge. I mean, we're close to Christmas, right? That's probably why it was on my mind. Stooges. Lock in Cole as well. He comes back and is like, whoa, wait. Well, look at that. You get you get Cole right there. Svensson and Putnam. Oof. Not bad though. Not bad. Scheffler, Cantlay, Im, Cole, Kirk, Benny Ann. That's not terrible. Do we want to kick Kirk out and keep Ann in? Let me know. Like, that's what I'm thinking, because right now Ann is going to get the boot. Benny Ann is going to get the boot, but I kind of want to keep him in and not play Chris Kirk. Ryan goes, Hoagie in a bucket of yours has last top 5. Yes, he is one of 16 golfers that are in that bucket, and we only want to select 2 to 5. So Hoagie's there. I don't know if that's my favorite one to play though. Oof. Scheffler, Cantlay, Tom Kim, Eric Cole, Svensson, and Batia. So Svensson's showing up a couple times. You want me to kick him out? Kind of like it though. I mean, I like Akshay in this one. Do we kick Svensson out? That's a lot of Svensson so far. We'll bring back Batia. Okay. Moving on. We will have Scheffler, Cantlay, Ricky Fowler, Eric Cole, Adam Schenken, and Batia. I brought Batia back. I like that. This is a pretty sexy lineup. I like it a lot. Scheffler, Cantlay, Im, Cole, Davis, Hughes. Wow. I mean, that's a pretty sexy looking 10-9-8-7-7-6 if I've ever seen one. It's a duplicate. I have saved that one already. No, I saved the one below it. Okay. That one that I already saved was Scotty, Patrick Cantlay, Ricky Fowler, Eric Cole, Adam Schenk, and Akshay Bhatia. Just so you know. Maybe that's an omen. Maybe that's like, hey, we should do it. Lock and Schenk as well? Oof. Man. Getting real narrow. Scheffler, Cantlay, Im, Cole, Schenk, Hoagie. Speaking of Hoagie, now you get Shalik Harden in here, but Sungjae, not sure about Sungjae. Do we kick Sungjae out? Maybe bring back Hoagie to have another opportunity to be in a lineup. Do we kick Sungjae out? Let me know, sir. Okay. Sungjae is getting the boot. We get Scheffler, Cantlay, Jason Day, Eric Cole, Adam Schenk, Seamus Power. Wow. Damn. I like that. Scheffler, Cantlay, Cam Young, Eric Cole, Adam Schenk, Lee Hodges. Hot damn. Hot damn. Dude, my stream gives me so much anxiety. I'm live, but like 15 seconds behind. Are you streaming right now? Or are you talking about my stream? Or are you talking about the streams that you typically have? I know, I mean, I've talked about this with my chat several times. You get me at 1080p, but only with a 10-second delay. I can't give you that quality if we try to get it closer to like there not being a delay. So I think the consensus is in my stream that we want better quality, because obviously looking at the optimizer, the spreadsheets, we need sharper quality or sharper resolution. So it's much better to do it this way than, you know, I mean, the 10-second delay is kind of funny. I like the crickets part of it. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm curious to see if Cam Young shows up again, but without Lee Hodges. I don't care for Lee Hodges, and it does with Patrick Rogers. I don't mind that either, but let's try it again. Scheffler, Cantlay, Fowler, Cole, Schenk, Davis, Riley. I'm down with that one. I like that one a lot. Yeah, Byron, if you didn't know, like, you could go into your settings and it will show, it gives it names or something like that. I don't remember what the names are called, but if you look at the description of the different delays, it will tell you what the delay is, how long it is, and what you're available for. Like, we're yeah, how long the delay is and what kind of quality you can get with it. So I could do something, I think, live and boom, like there's no delay, but I think you only get me at 240p, which is not good enough at all. Let's do one more. I'm pretty good with this lineup too. Put Camilo in there for me. Adam Schenk, Eric Cole, Fowler. All right. Well, since that was a good lineup, I want to see one more. Yeah, I'm glad I did that because now Hideki gets to be added to it. And like, I don't have any Hideki lineups. Hoagie's there. This is a pretty good quad that you got going on. Taylor Moore, I guess. Like, who's going to play Taylor Moore? I don't know if I am, so I might as well save that one. I like Scheffler. I'm not like Scheffler's. Okay, this was a gross one to end on. All right, so Ryan wants to do something for fun. He wants to do Fitzpatrick, Hoagie, and Henley. Okay. This is the only one that I have for lineups. If you want to see lineups with other people, let me know. But this is the last one in the queue for now until someone else puts one in there. So we have Fitzpatrick, Henley, and Hoagie. Is there any reason for these guys, Ryan? I know you said for fun, but what are you looking? How did you come up with these three guys? And Byron, of course, man. You're welcome. So we get Scheffler, Fitzpatrick, Oberg, Henley, Hoagie, and Batia. I kind of like that. I like it a lot. Cantley, Fitzpatrick, Oberg, Henley, Davis, Hoagie. Another good lineup. I like that one too. So the for fun lineup, this is kind of, it's looking good. We gotta kick someone out. How about, I said that like a Minnesotan. You just make sure we have one 10K golfer. That way, it will choose someone different. Scheffler, Fitzpatrick, Oberg, Henley, Hoagie, and Patrick Rogers. We like that one. Scheffler, Fitzpatrick, Oberg, Henley, Hoagie, Van Rooyen. Yeah, sign me up for that one too. I like that one. We're not getting much difference, but that's okay. This is narrow lineup building is not terrible. Schauffele, Fitzpatrick, Oberg, Henley, Cam Davis, Tom Hoagie. I like that one too. We gotta kick someone out, and since we're seeing a lot of Oberg, let's go ahead and kick Oberg out. And when we do that, we get Schauffele, Fitzpatrick, Day, Henley, Benny Ann, and Tom Hoagie. I'm gonna change the price threshold. This one isn't terrible. I guess I'll save it. I don't like it, but sometimes you just gotta go with lineups you don't like. Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Day, Henley, Schenk, Hoagie. That's a lineup I don't think I would ever come to. Like, I don't think I'd ever build this lineup just by like eyeballs or anything like that. So we're doing it. I'm gonna kick Jason Day out. We all know my feelings on Jason Day, but Jason Day did help me win a GPP. So, and that was after he was blacklisted. We have to have Day. We have to have him as a glue piece. I think I'm gonna kick Schenk out then. Despite Ryan having, you know, good feelings with Adam Schenk. Schauffele, Fitzpatrick, Jason Day, Russell Henley, Kurt Kitayama. All right. First Kitayama sighting. All right. So that was probably the last lineup, unless someone wants to come in with some lineup ideas. Give me 2 to 4 golfers you want me to build lineups around, and I will do that. Does anybody want me to talk about rainmakers, or I should just leave it up to you guys? What would you like me to talk about next? I am going to build lineups for myself. I will wait for any of you to provide me different lineups to build, or what topics would you like to talk about? We are at the 1 hour and 40 minute mark. So I could do this for another hour, but we don't have anybody that wants to build more lineups or anything like that, which is fine. I'm not trying to coerce or guilt trip you into doing anything. Just throwing that out there. It's worth noting, of all the lineups we built, we did not play Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon, Tyrrell Hatton, or Tommy Fleetwood. Crazy. So if I was building lineups, controversial pizza toppings. Okay. So controversial pizza toppings. Anchovies. That'd be one. I've never had anchovies, but I also never want to have anchovies. I feel like the easy one that people are going to say is pineapple. I love pineapple on pizza, so deal with it. I know a lot of people are probably booing me on that one, but that's fine. I like it. AJ Love, what's going on, man? How are you, sir? I don't know what else, what other controversial pizzas or pizza toppings would there be? I've tried a lot of different things. I don't know. Pizza's pretty good. Okay. I was saying before Anna Marie came in here and asked me for controversial pizza toppings, I would build, if I were like, when I was eyeballing this up and I was thinking of lineups to build, it was Scheffler, Morikawa, and Oberg. I am pretty heavy on those guys. When we did the marquee tee times, we saw a lot of lots of builds. Late to join, about to rewind. Chad, or don't. Just stay here in the moment, sir. I'm looking for people to give me 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups around. So if you want to rewind and try to go in 2x speed, you certainly can. Go check out the segment of Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups. That was fun. AJ goes, I forgot that there was golf on. Yep, we're back. We're back for a full season, man, all the way until August during the Tour Championship. It's already, we already beginning to the road to the Masters, by the way. Chad, I actually have a question for you, and AJ. I need to come up with names for my membership levels. I already mentioned this earlier on in the video, but I need names. I want a membership level 1, 2, and 3. I'm thinking for 3, I go with the SweetSpot Society, because a lot of people have already mentioned that. And that will give people the ability to provide input on how they would like the channel to be. I'm also going to give access to the spreadsheets that I go through, that I talk about, that has all the data, the buckets, everything. But I need to come up with like level 2 and level 1 names. And I think Anna had mentioned this to me. Was talking about, like, well, what kind of levels of professionalism are there when it comes to golf? It's like you got amateurs, semi-pros, and professionals. So there's 3 tiers there. The tips, I like that. So yeah, the tips is pretty good for the 3rd level. I like that too. That would be kind of fun, like the reds, the blues, and the tips, or the reds, the whites, and the tips. That's actually a good idea, going by tee boxes. So the other thoughts that I had was like for level 2, I got people that come in here that like to be called the sickos. So that wouldn't be terrible for like level 2, but level 1, I'm not sure. Anna loves calling people sweeties whenever she comes in here. So she wants it to be the SweetSpot sweeties for level 1. And I didn't get any buyers on that one. Nobody was like, oh yeah, no, that sounds really good. But it could be, I don't know. I don't know if I would do blues. I like tips. Should I just do the forward tees, the tips, and then something in the middle? But I could go. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good idea. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. Or maybe I could create 4 membership levels and go red, white, blue tips. I like that too. Championship tees. Right? That's what we call the tips. Championship tees. Or could go by the different tournament names. You've got Scramble, Best Ball, an individual. I'd still call it championship though. I don't know. Anybody else have any ideas? I see 10 concurrent viewers. Who's in the chat that has some good ideas? Let me know. This lineup seems deadly. Scheffler, Morikawa, Oberg, Im, Todd, List. Did we get a Henley Scheffler lineup? We didn't anchor. Actually, I don't know. Did we anchor around Scheffler and Henley? I can zoom in. See some Schefflers. No, our Henleys did not have Scheffler. So no, we can do some Henley Scheffler lineups. I can always come back to the Scheffler, Morikawa, Oberg lineups. Yeah, something I just wanted to get the community opinion on that, since it's kind of going to be all y'all that'll be in those groups. All right, if we start with Henley, we go Scheffler, Oberg, Finau, Henley, Cole, and Kirk. It's pretty good. I like that one. Next one, we get Svensson added to it. I'm not going to save that one. Ooh, Scheffler, Oberg, Young, Henley, Cole, and Brendan Todd. I don't mind that one. Scheffler, ooh, our first Fleetwood spotting. We haven't had any Fleetwood lineups. So Scheffler, Fleetwood, Oberg, Henley, Cole, and Luke List. I like that lineup a lot. Scheffler, Morikawa, Sung J.M., Russell Henley, McCarthy, and Benny Ann. Sign me up for that one. That's Chad, if you're still here, is this not like the lineup that if you could choose, you would? Like, would this be a hand-built lineup? I like this lineup. This seems like a Chad Eckert special. And we're gonna go ahead and give that the old green stamp. We like that. who would you not want in that lineup, Chad? That seems very close. Scheffler, Oberg, Im, Henley, Cole, and Schenk. That's another good lineup. Not big. Okay, not a Big Ben and Truther. Gotcha. Ooh, Hoagie gets added to this. Okay, so here we go. Same lineup, but now we put Hoagie in there instead of Ben Yan. How do we feel about that? Is that the same lineup? I think it is, right? Okay, no Morikawa. Okay, no McCarthy or Morikawa. Instead, we get Oberg and Hoagie. Oh, Benny Yan. Never mind. What am I doing? Same. Oh, Eric Cole. Okay. So those those 3 golfers are different. So Oberg, Cole, Hoagie in exchange for Morikawa, or the other way around. Morikawa, McCarthy, and in exchange for Oberg, Cole, Hoagie. Okay. I figured, yeah, that one seemed more up your alley. You're gonna win a GPP. I sure hope so, man. I have a really, like, before I even started doing the stream and before I was putting everything together, I kind of had a good feeling about this event. I mean, this is one of my favorite events for building lineups for, but it always had been because there was a limited field. Like even during the Hero World Challenge, I entered the $20 100K to the top prize, and I was 4th in that event leading into Sunday, or I was 4th in Sunday. So it was like, I was so close to winning that one too. I can't remember who screwed it up for me. And then the RSM Classic too, by the way. I don't remember which contest I entered, but I was near first place in that one too. I think that was like 50K. I had, what's his face? Oh, he was like kind of a fall season, like we were all thinking he was going to do better. He just made the cut on the number. I'm gonna go find it. I can't remember what it was, but I thought, ooh, he made the cut. Like I needed him to make the cut, and he did, thankfully. But then he didn't even play that great. I'm not giving you any hints as to who it is. I'm sorry for that, but I can't remember off the top of my head who it was. RSM class. Well, I'll find it. I'll look at the leaderboard because he was damn near the bottom of the made cuts. Alex Smalley. He shot a 71 in the first round. If he would have shot in the 60s that first round and also finished 20 spots better, I probably would have won that event, that contest. He was the only thing that brought me down. He didn't make a lot of birdies. Like, it just sucked. You need that 50K for a down payment on a house. Yeah, well, I'll take the 50K out, and then Uncle Sam will come in and say, you know what? 12K of that 50K is actually mine. And oh, by the way, you're also going to get taxed when it comes back around. We're going to tax you twice. Actually, I have no idea, but that's just how I feel like it's going to work out. So I'll get taxed twice. All right, let's see. This lineup here: Scheffler, Oberg, Im, Henley, Cole, Moore. Interesting. AJ goes, I did win a GPP once, but I was out of town with no internet, so I didn't even see what was happening when I got home and saw my phone. I fell down and said a lot of bad words. That's good though. That's awesome. The only GPP I won was the quarter arcade. That was it. So, you know, I like, you know, 50x'd my investment or whatever it was, but that was like worth $250. All right, it was still good. Here we go for a GPP winner: Scheffler, Oberg, Finau, Im, Henley, and Rogers. Actually, I like that lineup a lot for a GPP. Rogers, I think, is capable, and I don't think he's going to get any love, especially when you have like a Batia at 6,200, Villegas at 6,000. I think people will probably go to those guys as opposed to Rogers. I like it. Yeah, Chad, go back to the optimal lineup and GPP winning portion and see what you think about that. We posted the graphics out. Actually, if you're here, I can just show it to you. If you are here, I'll Ooh, Rogers just had a kid. Oh, father. I love it. Fatherhood. Here, Chad. This is what we had for pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. I mean, you wouldn't have had like the screen as it was. I mean, I guess you would have. But. And then top right-hand corner, you get the fantasy golf pod, and that's up until I'm done with the segment. Then we just switch it. All right. Scheffler, Oberg, Finau, Henley, Cole, Putnam. We like that. AJ, how much did you win? I'm curious because I've heard like oh, I can't remember his name, Justin Zudin something or whatever. I think his moniker is St. Louis Cards 84 or whatever. He won the Millie one time and said out of the $1 million, he got $300,000 back. So like he won 100, but he paid the taxes for it right, or not the 100. He won the million, but he paid the taxes for it right away and got back like 350, 380, something like that. Oh, good hit, man. 50K. So how much did the IRS want? That's the true question. How much did the IRS want back from the 50K? I'm super curious about this because, I mean, we all have, you know, dreams of grandeur or all feelings of grandeur whenever we're close to winning a GPP or we think we're going to win a GPP and then ends up, you know, it's Friday evening and there's still 2 rounds left to play. I also like your Henley as a breakout player. I like that. I agree, Sherlock Harden. Scheffler, Oberg, Finau, Henley, Cole, Shamo. I like it, but I'm probably going to pump my brakes on Shamo. I don't... no thanks. Scheffler, Kim, Oberg, Henley, Cole, and Batia. There we go. I like that lineup. Scheffler, Oberg, Im, Henley, Thigala, and Lee Hodges. Yeah, I suppose I probably should save something like that because I don't have a lot of Lee Hodges. Are the past lineups relevant with a different field size? So I can't remember if I had mentioned this during the pod or if it was just something in my head prior to, but what I would have loved to be able to provide you and the rest of the community would be obviously a website that would show what past optimal lineups were for limited field size events, like 60 and less, and see if anything changes from 30 people in it to 60 people. I'm just going off of memory. Obviously, I've done this a lot, going through past optimal and GPP win lineups, and it doesn't seem to change when there's a limited field. So when we go back to like the playoffs, so the BMW Championship had what, 75 golfers in it? Nothing changed for that. All the WGC events, pretty much the same. So like one common thing that you see with most limited size field events is the same thing you see at this event. 2 6K golfers. Like a large history of pass optimal lineups had 2 6K golfers in your lineups. Not saying every single pass optimal lineup had 2 6K golfers on it, but definitely 1 6K golfer. And it does appear that, well, again, this is based off of feeling, not perfect memory. Most limited field size events. I keep saying limited size field events. Limited field size events. You would get super close to the $50,000 salary cap. So leaving a lot of money on the table is usually never a good thing when it comes to these limited field size. Limited sized fields. That's better, right? Limited field size. Limited size fields. There we go. So that's what I would do. As I'm probably gonna always have a 10K golfer in my lineup. And I think going heavy with 4 golfers up top is the way to go. When you look at the pass optimal and GPP lineups for this event, you see a lot of 10-8-8-8s, 10-9-8-8s, or 10-9-9-8s. You see that a lot. And a lot of the times your 11K golfer is inside the top 5. So Scheffler this week, if I were to build my lineups, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take these lineups and I'll throw them into my contest, because usually Wednesday night I don't want to stay up, like 2-3 hours building lineups. Why not just take the lineups I build in this video and put some of these in those lineups so I don't have to do that much more work. But I think I'm going 100% exposure on Scotty Scheffler. I just don't see why not. And honestly, like my dummy lineup is really sexy. I have Scheffler, Schauffele, Oberg, Cole, Vincent Norman, and Eric Van Rooyen. That's 2 6K golfers, and this is me building it before I even looked anything into it. I'm like, those guys down in the 6K range. So just a sidebar here. I've known this event. You want to... I've done so well for contests at this event because I put 2 6K golfers in my lineup. So that's what I know. I already knew to do that for this event before even looking at anything. Just lock 2 6K golfers into it. And then just going from there. And then when you do that, I think my first clicks honestly were Norman and Van Rooyen. I know it was Norman for sure. And then I'm like, I think I went Norman, Scheffler, Oberg. And then what I had left over was like $7,500 or something like that, or 79 or whatever. So I'm like, well, let me find another 6K golfer. And I think that Van Rooyen was someone that I wanted to play. So I just clicked him anyways. And what that left me with was like $9,400 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm like, well, let's check Eric Cole. Let's put that in our lineup. And I had $10,000 left over. And I was like, well, shoot, why not put Schauffele in there? So anyways, I think, yeah, for me, I know having 2 6K golfers is probably going to change here. Hold on. Said I was going to do this before. I mean, I got 7 viewers right now. If you're all coming here, you've probably been watching for a while. I'm going to pull up my old lineups. I have it saved. Is that too far back? That's too far back. 2022 is the one I need. I must have already opened it up before because I can't find it. We'll search. Okay, found it. Yeah, I opened it up this time last year. That's funny. Okay. So, I had mentioned this on stream. Let's just open it up like that. So here we go. Oh, I had 3 $5 drive the greens and then this one right here. So I had Rom, Cantley, Smith, Berger, Matt Jones. I had those 5. Remember, this is the crap Chad, you were giving me crap. You and Martins were giving me crap for not having this in the drive the greens. So I build my 100 lineups and then I randomize it. I'll order this by entry fee, but I'll randomize where I put my lineups. I was 1 off. So I'm going to show you. If I go to 2022, right here, Cam Smith, Rom, Matt Jones, Cantley, Berger. See those 5 guys? Rom, Cantley, Smith, Berger, Matt Jones. See that? Berger, like I had the 5. I had Seamus Power instead of Cam Davis. So Cam Davis was your optimal lineup guy. Now, when we look at all of this, so where was Shamo? Seamus scored 118.5 points. 6-6. So I'm going to put a filter on this. So Shamo was where? 118, right here. So really, the only guys that scored better than him were Kevin Kisner and Cam Davis. This is why I was like, I was 3 off. I was 3 off from having the perfect lineup during this event. But I think if you were to go back and you look at all my lineups, I had 2 6K golfers. I'm pretty sure I had 2 6K golfers in every single one of my lineups, or nearly every single one. I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole, but I just knew that was something you wanted to do when building lineups for this event, because that was a trend that I saw back then. So I was like, yeah, that seems about right. And if it wasn't 2 6Ks, I think you wanted at least 1. So I was that close to having a big GPP win and that close to having an optimal lineup. That was probably the closest I've been to an optimal lineup. And again, that's going back to your question, is it relevant? I think so. I know the field size is different, but I think either way, you still want to. First Justin Rose sighting, by the way, for this lineup. I don't even know if I saved it already, but we're going to. Scheffler, Oberg, Finau, Henley, Cole, Matt. Dude, I was just talking about Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace isn't going to be owned. I think that's the time to play him. I'm actually going to highlight this one too. Dude, it's going to be really difficult for me not to play Oberg in. That guy is, Chad, you've already heard me talk about that. Oberg, to me, I think he just needs to improve his short game. But that guy is a generational talent. I don't see... I mean, I don't want to make a declaration super early, but I already said he has the top 5 swing on the PGA Tour. And I think I would just say he is definitely the top 2. I'd have to think who the top 1 is, but that golf swing is gorgeous. It like just fundamentally sound. Everything is perfect about that swing. Put it this way. let's just call high Ludwig. What do you mean by that? Let's just call high Ludwig. Oh, call him Ludwig. Yeah. We can just call him Ludwig. I like his swing better than I like Rory McIlroy's swing. I like his swing better than Jon Rahm's swing. I like his swing better than DJ's golf swing. I like his swing better than JT's, Spieth's, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay's. I like his swing better than Hovland. I just realized I can just look at the roster. I like it. I even like it better than Homa. I know Homa has a silky swing, but I really don't like Homa's swing all that much. It looks uncomfortable. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm looking at this whole roster right now. I don't know who else to include in golf swings. Yeah, I like Adam Scott. That's a good one. Yes, I do. I'll tell you why I like Ludwig's swing better than Adam Scott's. Ludwig is poetry in motion. Adam Scott is very technical. So you can see when Adam Scott lines up, first of all, how he puts his hand on the golf club. He does that very systematically, very technically. He gets in his posture very technically. He sets up very technically. He brings the golf club back very technically. And I like how Adam Scott delivers the club. That isn't technical, that's athletic. But when I think of Ludwig's swing, Ludwig literally goes up, sets up, and just blasts it. And that whole motion that he does, everything is in place. It doesn't look like he tries to be technical. It is athletic. It's just athletic, and it's in the right positions at the right time. And there's no wasted motion. Everything is smooth. It's, like I said, it's poetry in motion. If you also watch, he doesn't really, bet, like he doesn't gouge at the ball like, say, Tommy Fleetwood does. Like Tommy's whole head like falls down when he swings. You see that by a lot of golfers. Like Scheffler, for instance, obviously has the happy feet. That's not technically sound. Like he obviously gets in the right positions. That's why he's the best ball striker on the planet. But when it just comes to, like, when I think about his golf swing, Ludwig's golf swing, I feel like when the pressure's on him, he's just going to be able to deliver that club every single time the same way. Yes, muscle memory is elite. It's exactly what I was getting at. He would be able to, under the pressure, just swing the club, and it's not going to be any different than what he does when he's just having fun and not even like whatever. Like, for instance, my big thing with Rory's golf swing is it's too rotational. It has always been too rotational. That's where he gets a lot of his power, but that's also why he misses so far left and right on everything. And don't get me wrong, he's really good. So, there's obviously that. But that's why he's so frustrating to watch, Rory. It's like the ball just goes so far left or so far right, or it's so deep. Like he's a frustrating golfer to watch. But Ludwig, oof. If I could watch one golf swing the rest of my life, it'd be that. AJ, you said better than Bobby Jones. Well, I don't have Bobby Jones' swing memorized. I know he's been him, Snead. Those guys have been, silky smooth their whole careers, but those guys are why everyone has known about those guys. I think I still would take Ludwig's swing. Like, sure, they all stood the test of time, but man, Ludwig is what, 6'3"? man, there's no wasted movement, nothing. I don't know. I can't, I'm enamored by that guy's golf swing. If there's a golf swing that I could copy for the rest of my life, it'd be his. All right, moving on to the lineups. Sticking with what we have, Henley, Scheffler. We get Scheffler, Callie, Im, Henley, McCarthy, Riley. I like that lineup a lot. AJ, hey, it's either way. I'm going to answer that question for anybody that's coming into chat or who watches this on replay. Even if it was a joke, I'm just, yeah. It is funny, when I was on the Fantasy Golf Pod, I had made that comment of he's got a top 5 swing on tour, and each one of them took that as me saying he's got the best golf swing on tour. And so they were joking about it for the longest time, you know, like in other events, like, well, Darbo said he's got the best golf swing on tour. And like, he just had such good finishes for such a long time, and then he wins the RSM Classic, and he hits that, what, 380 yard tee shot onto the green, and just doesn't even look like he's really trying. Like, oh, so I guess Darbo was right. I'm like, well, yeah, guys, I don't know. He's special. Short game is the only thing I'm concerned about. I haven't seen enough of his short game. I have no idea. I also I haven't seen enough of his ball shaping skills. So I'm not sure. I have no idea. But if you hit it straight like Morikawa does, you don't really have to shape shots all that often. By the way, these lineups are looking real juicy. I think that's probably enough Henley though. I just realized I like Henley, but I don't know if I like Henley that much. And like I said before, I kind of build these lineups for myself sometimes. So, Shalik Harden, was it you that had asked? I can't remember about Rainmakers. Someone did. Yes, you did. When does PGA Rainmaker start? It looks like our 2023 cards will be used for each event here in January, but then it's going to flip over in February to the 2024. So right now, I think when you enter contests, you will get prize packs for 2024. I believe. Let me double check. It just says rare prize pack party, so I'm not sure. And even the core, it doesn't say 2023 set. Oh, it does. 2024. Yep. So right now we're playing for cards. So if you were to go to Rainmakers right now, you're gonna see the only contest available is core. The only core event, you will win 150 rare packs, or the top 5100 will win core packs for 2024. And then your 2 rare contests, you have prize packs. Actually, here, I'll swing this over here. Let's see. I will do this. And I'll paste it here. You guys can copy or click on that and read it with me. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot of it right here. This will explain all of it. By the way, I don't know how this works, but you can buy tokens right now. And this kind of pisses me off because this article came in December 11th. I didn't really think about looking into buying tokens, when it comes to the wording of everything, I have no idea what they mean. So you can buy tokens now to use to convert those tokens into 2024 tokens. Now, it doesn't say a token's worth a token. So if you get a 2023 rare token, it doesn't say that's what it's going to be worth for a 2024 rare token. My feeling is you're going to use a rare token and a core token, or a rare, or two rare tokens to get one 2024 rare token. That's what I imagine it's going to be like. But if you go into the marketplace right now and to buy a token, they're so grossly overpriced. So a rare token is usually worth $9.99. You can get those for 12 something right now. It's all second or third party marketplace, or second party marketplace. I don't know how you say it. It's not being sold by DraftKings. If you want an elite one, it's like $80 or something like that, when you normally, or $69 or something like that when you get it for 50 usually. The $49.99. And then I think like legendary ones are usually you could buy for $99.99. Those are being sold for 100 something now. So it's a bit overpriced, and maybe something to stay away from in the short term. But keep your eyes peeled, because they are going to add tokens into the shop, and it's going to be limited time or whatever only. So if they're 2024 tokens, stockpile those if you want them. You'll be able to trade your cards in, it seems like, the 2023 cards in for the 2024 cards. Yeah, keep all of that in mind. By the way, I'm currently just creating lineups that have no selections, no locks. These are technically the optimal lineups. Henley is getting chosen a lot. I didn't think that would happen. Okay. I think, all right, first of all, anyone have any questions? There's 5 viewers left, it looks like. I'm about to wrap up, unless you guys have questions. I'm more than willing to continue talking, but it's up to you guys. Yes, it does. That's also what I was noticing as well, Sherlock Harden. Let's do something like this. So instead of Morikawa, I'm going to go with Schauffele. Let's do Ludwig. I'm curious about a couple lineups, actually. A couple lineup ideas. Oof. I like this. I almost don't care for Chris Kirk. I like this. I like Putnam, by the way. That's a lot of Henley that I'm not sure I'm willing to have. Actually, don't mind Henley. I don't mind Henley. Actually, I'm going to keep Putnam out. 0% Nick Taylor, 0% Siwoo Kim, 0% Poston. Poston, I don't know if I like that, but I also don't really care all that much. AJ wants to know the best 3 lineups. Yeah, I actually highlighted a couple lineups that I liked, so we'll go. I'll revisit those. I don't want Svensson. No thanks. And I don't care for Luke List either, so never mind. I was gonna say, let's open that back up. Nope. There we go. This is a lineup I can get 1000% behind. Scheffler, Schauffele, Oberg, Cole, Hoagie, Batia. Sign me up. I love that. I like that lineup. Scheffler, Schauffele, Oberg, Cam Davis, Hoagie. Yeah, I love this lineup too. Holy moly. I might be building my favorite lineups right now. This one's gross. I don't see two $6,100 golfers being that good, so we'll just kindly just forget about that one. But something like this, yeah, sign me up. Not a lot of Corey Connors love from the optimizer, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Two 6K golfers. This right here, I think makes lineups like crazy different, crazy good. Yep, sign me up. God, these look good. No, I don't think so. Nope. I want to like Lee Hodges. He won. He obviously won, and that seems like that would be a good thing to ride behind, but I don't think so. I can get behind this one. I think we already saved that one. Sure did. Okay. I want to see if it will build the lineup I made as a dummy lineup. I want to see Vincent or Norman Vincent. Not Norman Vincent, Vincent Norman. Say yes. If EVR gets added to this like right away, I'll know it's fate. Hadwin and Hoagie do though. Yeah, no, I like that. Who do I kick out? Hoagie? I'll kick out Hoagie just for now. I might have to bring him back. And we break it, so we have to bring back Hoagie. If I kick out Hadwin. There's Nick Taylor. There we go. That's how you get Nick Taylor in a lineup. The only recipe there for craft and burn for me is, oh shoot, I forgot to look at that. Oh man, I was gonna look at that. Don't worry about that. That's a 2023 PGA Tour booster pack. So they must have just added that so you could either upgrade your commons to rares or a couple rares to another rare. Do not worry about that. Do you see those trade-ins for the football, the instant wins? So that's a card you get that will just say instant win on it. You can just trade in for money. Anyways. Yeah, that recipe, don't look at that. But if you go to shop and you go to PGA Tour, you can actually show you. You go here, you can go down here to crafting tokens, and it's just second place or secondhand marketplace or whatever. So you see it's like $247 for a core, $69 for an elite. That's overpriced. It usually costs $49.99. $109.99. Actually, this was probably the best deal because $9.99 or not $9.99, $99.99 was the old token price. So you're only paying $10 extra for that. Whereas for the elites here, you're paying $19 extra. And then Rainmakers or the rare crafting tokens, it's $12. So yeah, you'd go to the shop, the PGA Tour. They actually have it. I like this. This is better than what it looked like before. Did we already save this one? Because I like it. No. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to get real specific. So instead of Xander in group 2, we go Colin in group 2. And we wanted Oberg, but I also want someone else that's high price. Who was it? Morikawa, yes. I think it was Jordo. Or no, it was Cantlay. Can I do this? Can we go 10, 9, 9, 8? Is it possible? No, not. Let's just, I suppose we did have a lot of Cantlay lineups, didn't we? I do like Morikawa this week, just like everyone else. Can't do Jordo with Scotty. Can't do Fowler with Oberg. Don't want to do Day. Don't care. Is that it? I think that's all I can do. I was really interested to see if I could do Cantlay. How about we do that and then say no to Morikawa just to see what happens. Okay, don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm also not impressed. I'm not liking a lot of these Cantlay lineups. I'll save that one just because. No. All right. I think we're gonna call her quits. Anybody have any other questions? I will answer them in the next 15-20 seconds. Oh, I think it was Fleetwood. That's what I wanted. Let's see if this works. Does. Good luck to you too. Hopefully one of us cashes or one of us hits the big time. We got one Scheffler, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Oberg lineup. That was it. Which isn't super surprising. Anyone else? No? It's a good lineup right here. All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. On your way out, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.